9 months. 9 long months. The world has waited. The world has craved. Well, wait no more. 3. The golden number 3. Well, 2 today, but 3. 3 is the magic number. We took some time away. 9 months, if I didn't mention. What's been going on? Did YouTube kick us off the air? Did Spotify kick us off the airwaves? Did we have a backstage kerfuffle? Someone maybe. Did we tear our pectoral muscles? Are we really back? Do we have a story to finish? Do people even care? It's 2024. Do we really need another wrestling podcast? Well, it doesn't matter what you think, because finally, the 3 Count Pod is back. Welcome to the new and improved, revamped, restyled, soon to be the biggest wrestling podcast on the planet. So what culture, Cultaholic, Wrestle Talk, Sam Roberts, Rosenberg, whoever you are, wherever you are, step aside, because we are declaring war, because this is the 3 Count Podcast with the only faction that matters in wrestling. That's me, Sab, that's him, Adam, and Phil's not here. Right, now I'll have a little intro. And the intro's done. Okay, hello everyone. Yes, welcome to the 3 Count Podcast. Before we get into it, we have to say a massive apology. Basically disappearing off the face of the earth when we tried to do this at Wrestlemania season last year. We had big plans, big ambitions, but life gets in the way. But the good news is we are back to take over the internet, back to take over the wrestling world, and you can be expecting lots of great content from us. And we thought, with this being a brand new year, it'd be high time to start things up again. And where better to start than one of the biggest shows of the year, in many people's eyes, the biggest show of the year. It's some people's favourite shows. It's of course the Royal Rumble this Saturday at the time of recording. So we're going to dive into the Royal Rumble and do lots of things. But I am your host, Sab, and my other hosts are Adam, who's here tonight. So Adam, thank you very much for coming back. And Phil, who you may remember last time, who isn't here tonight, so he's here with spirit. And so much has happened, so much has changed in the wrestling world. The last time we sat down and chatted was literally after WrestleMania 39, where we were all a little bit confused and emotional about what had gone down. So much has happened since then, so much to unpack. People have gone to AEW, people from AEW come to WWE. Lots of crazy stuff has happened, and we are going to try and unpack all of that from now to the road to WrestleMania as best we can. So we're going to do things in a classic Rumble style, and what that means is it's going to be slick, it's going to be speedy. We've got loads of topics to get through, but we're going to try and get through as quickly as possible. So I'm trying to give 2 to 3 minutes per topic. I know WWE likes to tell you that it's 90 seconds per entrant. It really isn't. I've timed it. They definitely are in control of that. But when we're getting to the end of the topic, this is what we're going to hear. To the next topic, we're going to reintroduce our prediction league, which we were running last year. We're going to start afresh. So basically, every premium line event, we'll run a prediction league where we predict what the outcomes are going to be of each match, and there'll be points. So, for example, there'll be a point for a winner, point for the method of victory, and I'll always throw in some bonus points here and there. Or at the end of this year, we'll say at the end of 2024. The person who's accumulated the most points will be crowned the 3 Count Heavyweight Champion, and we'll have all the bragging rights and stuff like that. Topic number 1. Let's get straight into it. Adam, who's winning the Men's Royal Rumble?
Well, I think it definitely comes down to two men this year. I think it's definitely either going to be CM Punk or Cody Rhodes. I think they're the 2 strong favourites going into this Rumble. You know, they had a really cool face-to-face on last night's Raw.
Yeah, what a promo that was last night on Raw.
Yeah. Really enjoyed that. I think CM Punk's winning. I think Cody will get his match with Roman probably via winning the Elimination Chamber in Australia. That's how I think he'll get that match with Roman. So yes, CM Punk wins the Rumble, probably main events night 1 against Seth Rollins for the Heavyweight Championship.
I am denied. I was heavily CM Punk for a while. But yeah, I think it probably is down to CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. I think Drew McIntyre, maybe he's got an outside chance because he's been on fire recently. But yeah, it makes sense for it to be down. And the interesting is, there's a little part of me thinks maybe Cody could win just because on Raw especially, they've really gone into this whole how many times? There's not many times that two people someone has won back-to-back Rumbles. They keep mentioning this whole thing about the last person to do it was Austin. So they're making this whole big deal about he's the next. Is he going to be the first person since Austin to win back-to-back Rumbles? I don't know, but I think what's going to happen is Punk is going to win the Rumble, and I imagine the final two are going to be him and Cody, and they're going to help break this whole thing about Cody lost his chance to finish the story, and then then he'll go on to win the Chamber. So we are all in agreement that CM Punk is going to be walking out of the Royal Rumble. All right, so the buzzer's gone, so we got to move on very quickly to topic number 2. Well, let's get straight into it again. Women's Royal Rumble. Who's walking out as the winner?
I have got Bayley. I think this one was a bit more tricky than the men's. I think there's a few possible winners for the women's Royal Rumble, which I think is down to just 2 men for the men's. I think the women's, there could be a few others, like maybe Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch. She's looking at Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair, she could be up there. Jade Cargill, maybe, just maybe.
Yeah, a few people have speculated that it might be, and that would be super cool actually. Like such a big name who's come in, and then that would be really cool if she came in and sort of it'd be a massive curveball. I can't see it happening, but I'd be completely cool with that. I think she will be definitely in the Rumble. She'll have a great showing. I think there's been rumors that her and Bianca are going to do something, so maybe they can start a little feud, and then that's because I've been wondering for a while what the hell's Bianca going to do. Such a big star in the women's division, hasn't really got anything going into WrestleMania, which is weird considering her WrestleMania performances are always peak. They're always amazing. She hasn't got the belt this year, so it feels weird that she's not really doing it. But a feud with Jade could be quite cool. I've also gone with Bayley. I'm again, it's similar with the Punk and Cody situation. It could go either way, really, because the other person who's got an equally good chance of winning, I think, is Becky. Again, another 2-time winner, not back to back, obviously, but a 2-time winner. And obviously, she, I think, very recently with Rhea, sort of hinted that they'd have a little feud together. So, but I think Bayley. I think you can see Bayley getting back to being in a super babyface role. Yeah.
Damage control, like gang up on her.
So I think
she challenges the Io Sky.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. And I think that's what they'll do. But obviously, Bayley will win, and it just makes sense that her and Io will finally face, and they've got that whole story. And I think Becky will do something similar with Cody and win her Elimination Chamber match, and then get a chance to face Rhea. Phil went with Bianca to win the Royals Rumble, but
could be an outside pick.
He also said he hadn't watched Raw in a while, which was telling by his pick. Okay, so topic number 3. Who gets the most eliminations in this year's Rumble, in the men's Rumble? Let's go for the men's first. Who's getting the most eliminations? Tough one, this one, isn't this one?
Well, with this Rumble, we don't know. There's only about a handful of competitors announced for both Rumbles, so there's loads of surprises coming. I assume we're going to get maybe some big outside stars coming in. There's been rumors of Okada from New Japan. Wow.
I'd be shocked if Andrade didn't show up either.
Andrade, of course.
He's definitely showing up. Yeah.
We're going to get some NXT talent. If I had to pick one person, I think Gunther will get the most eliminations.
Yeah,
he's in the run.
Did he get that? Did he get last year? Most eliminations last year.
I think he was up there, but I think he lasted the longest. He went like 50 minutes last year. Gunther.
Yeah, because him and Cody at the end. Yeah.
So I think he'll get the most eliminations. He'll get a really strong showing, and then maybe he'll have like a face-to-face with Brock Lesnar. That's Brock Lesnar too.
Brock Lesnar will be the Rumble, and him and Gunther gonna have a little stare down. What a match that's going to be if they go down and face it. At WrestleMania. Yeah. I've actually gone in a different direction with the most eliminations. I've gone for Cody. I just think that they're going to do this thing where they really lace and they really pile on the whole story and cinema element to it. That Cody's, if you look at the promo here with Hip Punk, there was one thing that really stood out for me amongst all the cool things. He said, I've only got one direction to go, and that's forward. This whole I've got to finish the story that's dominated Cody's story for the last 2 years since he's come back to WWE. He didn't get the job done last year. we all thought that was the wrong decision. But then I've quite enjoyed his journey since then. Few filler matches, but it's generally he's been just trying to get back to that spot.
Yeah.
And now he's in a position where Randy Orton has come back, AJ Styles has come back, LA Knight has come back, Punk has come back. So there are other big stars there now sharing that platform. So it's the road for him to finish his stories is even more unclear, and it's even harder for him to do. So I think they're just stacking it, like, for us to really, for him, when he finally gets that moment, it's like he's been through so much. So I think he's got this whole thing where he's probably going to come in quite early, I think, last ages, eliminate a load of people, and then nearly gets there, but gets eliminated in the final four. I just think that really sells the whole desperation. So I've gone for Cody, but it could be anyone. It could be for anyone from Imperium as well. One of the most amazing bits about the Royal Rumble, for me anyway, is that the surprise entrance, surprise returns that we get in the Rumble. It's a great time. If you've been out for ages and you want to make a return, the Rumble's one of the best spots to do it, like Cody did last year. Or a good old nostalgic act. We've seen some memorable ones over the years. I think they've been a bit light on surprises in the men's Rumbles in recent years. Who do you think is going to be a surprise entrant in the men's Rumble? And then who do you think is going to be a surprise entrant in the women's Rumbles? I'll tell you who I've gone for. That wants to... for the men's Rumbles, I've gone for Big E. I think maybe he might have been cleared for a little while, but there's just been no obvious... For such a big star, former champion, there's just no been obvious place to insert him. But coming back in the Rumble will be great. I think the New Day and Imperium are locked in this really, really cool little feud at the minute. It's like the way they've written it's become very personal. It's doing really well. I think adding him to the mix would be great.
I think Gunther and Xavier Woods has been announced for the IC belt after the Royal Rumble. So that's not up the Raw after the Royal Rumble. That's exciting. Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder, yes. Oh, yeah. That's a great shout. That's a great shout.
And last one, The Rock. I think The Rock's very, very, very likely. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that, yeah.
we do have it. We will talk about The Rock specifically in a short while. But yeah, Zack Ryder is a great shout. He even tweeted, Matt Cardona, tweeted very recently about, I don't know if you saw this tweet, but it was, obviously he was saying, oh, well, Punk's back. Awesome Truth are reuniting. And The Rock's back. You just need me to get the class of 2011 back again. And also in the Women's Rumble, I've gone for someone who I definitely think is showing up. I've gone for Naomi. Mickie James tend to come back. I mean, they let her come back when she was, a champion in TNA, didn't they? You'll get the, usually like Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, from people from the Audi era, are going to come out. Michelle McCool will definitely make an appearance. Yeah. But for someone who's going to come back and be part of the roster challenging for titles, Naomi coming back, I think, is going to happen. I think I've read a lot of things that she's gone to TNA, done really well. Obviously, I think this time has passed now for her to come back after everything that happened when she left, and obviously under Triple H now. I think, and I think the women's division needs Naomi to come back.
So my two surprise picks, obviously Jade Cargill, I think will be one.
Yeah,
but the other two, I think that looking likely, AJ Lee.
Oh, that's a great shout. Yes, yeah.
Because there's been footage of her training in a training ring with CM Punk.
With CM Punk,
So I think it's looking likely. I think light it up.
Her skipping down, that'd be amazing if AJ Lee came back.
Yeah,
I'd like if she came back for more than just a Rumble appearance. It'd be great if she came back and was like in the
full time. I think it'd be cool.
Full time or. Just less than full time or whatever, similar schedule to CM Punk's on, her challenging for the titles and, bringing that about. I mean, she was like one of the first, like, I know obviously we've got like a proper women's division now, but if he's cast back, she was very much kind of one of the first women wrestlers who were actively going against the Divas division and then like talking against it.
Last one, I'll do it quickly, sorry. Sasha Banks.
Well,
I think, or Mercedes Moné, as she was called in the Independent. But I think she's back as Sasha. I think there's a good chance because she's a free agent, I believe. So
free agent. Free agent now. The New Japan run is over. I think there's a lot of rumors that she might go to AEW as well. That remains to be seen. I mean, if she comes up, and now, oh my god, it'd just be, it would be too much. It would be too much. Right, so Topic number 5, moving away from the Rumbles now. Only 4 matches on the card, and obviously we don't know where this is going to be. If this is going to be the main event, it could well be. And I think it will be the main event. It is obviously the fatal 4-way for the big one, the main belt, the one that they clearly care about the most, WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. Fatal 4-way, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton returning. And they've jacked Randy Orton as well. Well,
AJ.
And what's up with these guys in their 40s coming back looking incredibly ripped? Topic number 5. Is Roman going to retain his belt? Or are we going to get a new champion? What do you think? No? Is there a world where potentially Roman Reigns, because obviously he doesn't need to get pinned, is there a potential, even the tiniest bit, where maybe somebody else gets pinned? It isn't going to happen. I don't know why I'm even suggesting it. It obviously isn't going to happen because it just, I think Cody, if you go down that road, you're going back to a few years ago where the WWE Championship match gets pushed to the middle of the card for the sake of a bigger match.
Absolutely not. There's not a chance in it. Roman's not dropping that belt. The only show Roman's dropping that belt is at Wrestlemania. Let's face it.
It's become we're not even sure he's going to do it then.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a few months. But right now, this Roman's not dropping that belt. I'm excited for this match though. I mean, it's Roman's first multi-person match since I think Mania 37 with Bryan. Bryan and Edge. So I'm looking forward to this match. Great to see AJ Styles and Randy Orton back in great shape. The problem with Roman's matches is that every single defense, he's literally about to get beat. He's about to get beat, and then either Solo or Jimmy or Paul Heyman will cause a distraction.
Will interfere,
It's the same every single match, and it's getting really boring now. So if
it's getting tiresome. It's getting tiresome, and it kind of. I don't think it will in the grand scheme of things when we look back in a few years on this character. But right here in the right now, with the way we're seeing Roman as this big boss, like he is the biggest thing in wrestling right now. And it almost devalues that a little bit when he's meant to be the head of the table, the tribal chief, this big mafia-style gangster boss. But he can't get the job done on his own. He always needs his cousins to come in and get the job done for him. I wonder if he will do the ending the same way. Stack him up. Stack four.
I think that'll be too much because there's 3 of them. So I think
whoever's on the bottom is going to be in pain. That will be
probably Randy because he's the biggest. So I'm like,
yeah. So it is going to be a great match. But there's no chance in hell that Roman is losing the belt in any way, shape, or form. And I think maybe on SmackDown, Nick Aldis bans the bloodline from ringside. I like to think that because he clearly doesn't care. He's not afraid of the authority of the bloodline. He's not afraid of Paul Heyman. He's not afraid of Roman Reigns. So that would be a nice little addition to the storyline if he says by the way, the bloodline are banned from ringside, so you've got to do this on your own. And when he does, that will make him look really great going into Mania, whoever he faces. So I've gone for Roman Reigns and I've gone in pinning LA Knight.
No.
So we've gone with Roman Reigns. I've gone Roman Reigns pinning LA Knight. You've gone Roman Reigns pinning AJ Styles. Topic number 6. Who's walking out the US champ?
I'm looking forward to it, definitely. Logan Paul's not had a great US title reign so far. He's had it since Crown Jewel, no defenses. But to be fair, there wasn't a pay-per-view in December, and he wasn't even on the card at Survivor Series. I guess they couldn't fit him on. But I've got a problem with it. I think because he's such a big star outside of WWE, he's bringing maybe fresh fans to the product. I've seen Logan Paul. He's like going to like UFC events with the belt. He's going to like his podcast with the belts. I think he's at the gym with the belts. So I think it's fine, and I think him and KO is going to be a really good match. Yeah,
really great as a heel. He's just perfect as a heel because he's going to get booed. He's now clocked onto that, and he's just really getting into that. Where he's doing the heel things and I think he's added some good value to the US title. It's obviously mainstream media coverage that we just never really got, which is great.
I've liked this feud. I like KO won a tournament to get this #1 contendership. I love the promo battle on Raw. KO said, "You've been great so far. You've had some great matches. but you'll never be one of us. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, go on. That was
Really
a good
good.
promo.
It's good, and Kevin Owens is the right person because you know it's going to be a match, going to be physical.
Mm,
There's going to be some crazy spots in there. But again, it's been great booking, like you said. That Kevin Owens and a star like Kevin Owens had to go through a tournament. That shows that adds prestige to the title as well, just like they've
yeah,
done with the Intercontinental Championship. It adds
yeah,
prestige to the US title if there's an actual tournament and people want to win this title.
mm,
On with Logan retaining his title, I think if you're going to give it to him, hasn't had many defenses. I think it would be the wrong time for him to drop it now, personally. So I think him keeping the belt, I don't know how he wins it. There'll be some shenanigans for sure because obviously it's
yeah.
Kevin Owens. They'll need to protect his value. Be interested to see who or what gets involved in that match. Anyway, you've got some thoughts. I'm here, keen to hear that.
Well, I agree. Logan Paul's probably retaining. It's his first defense. I think it'd be crazy for him to drop the belt in his first defense. As
Yeah,
much as I love Kevin Owens, the man main evented WrestleMania night one
yeah,
last year,
yeah.
and yeah, and now he's putting over Logan Paul. Oh, anyway, I know what he's doing. He's helping build a star in Logan Paul. That's what Kevin Owens' job is here. But I agree, it'll be dirty. Logan Paul's last two matches, he's won dirty. He beat Ricochet with the brass knuckles. He beat Rey Mysterio with the brass knuckles, and I think maybe that'll come into effect here at the end.
Mm-hmm.
KO will probably will have him beat, and he'll cheat. Maybe Jake Paul comes out and
Jake
helps Logan.
Paul.
He made an appearance in Logan's match with Roman at Saudi
He
about
did,
a year
yeah,
and a
and
half
so
ago.
did
So
KSI as well.
maybe.
So that would be quite fun.
Oh yeah,
KSI in the Prime
WrestleMania.
Bottle, yeah. So that would be fun.
Yeah.
Topic number 7, and one of the bigger topics that we've got. So, 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, The Rock came back and asked the crowd in San Diego, well, he told them that he was hungry because he just whipped Jinder Mahal, and that would make anyone hungry. And he asked the crowd, where should I eat? Should I eat in the booth? Should I eat in the bar? Or should The Rock sit at the head of the table? And it just destroyed the internet because it's the moment we've all really been waiting for about 4 years now. And I always said to everyone, all my mates, I always said, soon as they started bringing in the bloodline and tribal chief and the family dynasty, that doesn't make any sense unless at some point, somewhere along the line, The Rock gets involved,
Yeah.
being the most famous member of that family. And obviously, Dave Meltzer has confirmed that the reason Roman Reigns started mentioning the bloodline and tribal chief was to set up a match with The Rock.
He's got to show up in some sense. I think there's two ways he shows up. I think at the end of the Fatal 4-Way, when Roman's holding up the belt, if you smell, oh my God! I think he comes out, has a stare down with Roman. They just look at each other. The crowd's going crazy. Roman's like, and then rock bottom. The Rock does that, and then he just walks back up the ramp, and that's it. And oh my God!
Yeah.
Or
he's
the
in
Rock
the Rumble.
Is a surprise entrant for the
in
Royal
the Rumble,
which would be huge as well. So either one is huge. But like you said, I'm the same with you, Sab. I've predicted The Rock to come back at like 5-6 pay-per-views, me and Colin. So when he finally showed up on Raw, challenged Roman Reigns, I'm like, oh my God, we're finally getting this match.
It would be amazing if he came in the Rumble. I just don't know what he'd be doing. Like, what would he be doing in the Rumble? Because then someone has to eliminate him because he can't win unless he wins the Royal Rumble.
Well, that's the problem. If The Rock is in the Rumble, he's got to win because no one's going to eliminate.
Same as now. If The Rock is in the Rumble, he's 100% winning the Royal Rumble because nobody can eliminate him. Can't eliminate The Rock.
No.
In what will probably be his most lasting match. Oh God! I love The Rock's my all-time favorite, but I feel for CM Punk. He's like, right, so I'm definitely winning the Rumble. I'm definitely main eventing WrestleMania. Yeah, definitely. Oh, actually. So that ties us nicely into topic number 9. Topic number 9 is what the hell do we do with Cody and what should be main event of night 2 at WrestleMania?
Well, when Cody lost last year, even though I did predict Roman in that match, everyone was going, "You're what?" I had a feeling Roman was going to get to 1,000 days, and he did. But anyway, yeah. But I think at that point, I did say Cody's definitely going to get another shot at Roman. probably at next year's Mania. And here we are, like you've just said, nearly a year later. But now the Rock, he's this close to finishing the story, and he's just been announced as the cover star for 2K24,
Yeah, so he's
which
legitimately
is
the
a,
biggest baby face of the company.
I think that at the very beginning of the trailer was Cody sat in the ring afterwards going, "I will finish my story one day," and I I still think the match is going to happen. And I've said what I think is going to happen. I think a few people predict this now, but I've too. I think it's going to be a triple threat.
Threat.
I think it's going to be a triple threat with Roman, The Rock, and Cody in a huge triple threat match to main event night 2. I think it just there's no other way they can do it. I think now
Yeah.
The Rock and Roman's got to happen at WrestleMania, but Cody's got to beat Roman at WrestleMania. So have it in a triple threat where Cody pins Roman. The Rock doesn't get pinned, so he stays protected. But it's a great triple threat match, and I think that's how they do it. I think Cody probably will win the Elimination Chamber match. I think if one of those matches is for the #1 contendership, that's how Cody gets to Roman, and then it's Cody, The Rock, and Roman at WrestleMania.
I'm on board with that. I like that idea of a triple threat. I am just worried. I'm trying to put my like as if I'm Triple H now. I'm trying to think from his point of view. You've got Roman Reigns versus The Rock, which is like this dream match, and it's going to be all about family. It's always going to be about legacy and the dynasty and all of this stuff. And I feel like maybe in that story, Cody's presence in that story kind of muddies that story a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Like that's those two facing, and you want that to be a one-on-one match thing as a dream match, because then if we have a triple threat and Cody wins, we'd never then really get a Roman versus Rock one-on-one unless The Rock comes back. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Because the window for The Rock to perform, the older he gets, however great shape he is in, gets smaller and smaller. A lot of people seem to think that this is the last time they're going to see The Rock wrestle.
He's
So
50, he's
51,
now,
52.
I think, yeah.
I mean, look, yes, I mean that's old and it isn't old depending on what you're doing. I think obviously Austin has come back in the last 2 or 3 years. He's still in tremendous shape, amazing shape. Obviously, maybe not in wrestling shape, but I think 51, 52. I think we've seen. I mean, The Undertaker was wrestling into his 50s. Shawn Michaels wrestling into his 50s. So
Goldberg.
yeah, okay. So but I think less said about that, the better. Yeah, not everyone should be wrestling in their 50s. Let's put it that way.
I'll bet 100 quid on it. We're getting that triple threat. I'll bet 100 quid on it. I'll bet 100 quid on it. If you get The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania without the title, that'll main event. That would main event over Cody versus Randy for the title.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
so it has to be a triple threat for the belt because Cody faces Roman. That's the only way to do it.
The matches that we could have Seth versus Punk potentially if Seth is back in time, and main eventing with Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and The Rock. And do you think Cody pins Roman in that match, not The Rock?
He's got to pin Roman.
Roman, yeah.
Or I mean, we'll get to this for our Mania predictions, but there is what if Roman pins The Rock and retains?
I mean, that could happen. I wouldn't be that shocked.
Because that protects Cody. He loses again, but he doesn't get pinned, and Roman keeps the belt for another year. Could you imagine?
But here's the thing, because obviously he's closing in on Hogan's record, isn't he? Is he not close to Hogan's record?
I think he has to go past WrestleMania to get to Hogan's record. I think he'd have to go to like SummerSlam to beat Hogan's record.
So in that world, which legitimately could happen, where they say, well, let's give Hogan's record, where he goes past that and he's like the longest running champ, like of all time. Let's put like Bruno Sammartino's role. No one's done it. That's 8 years, but in the modern era, he's the longest running champ. That's never going to be broken. So he has to go back to SummerSlam, and if he gets to SummerSlam, he may as well go on to next year's WrestleMania. I mean, it's going to be 5 years of Roman Reigns being champion. He's been champion for 4 years. He's headlined WrestleMania for 4 straight years as wearing the same belt.
37. Oh my God, it is 4 years, isn't it?
With the same belt. Right, so yeah, we're nearly at the end. So just as a little final one, obviously, true to 3 count pod. This is what we love to do. We like to rank things. We like to place things. So what do you think, Adam, in your opinion, It's the best Royal Rumble of all time.
That's a really tough question. I think this you could pick. Like there's so many. I think
Mm.
my personal favorite maybe might be up there, but for me is the Royal Rumble 2000 in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was like the first wrestling VHS tape I ever owned as a kid. It's very near and dear to my heart. It's probably the show that got me into professional wrestling, and The Rock winning that Royal Rumble. I just love it. Eliminating Big Show, even though that last
The
spot
Big
was a
Show
bit.
did actually touch the feet for the
I know,
first, but it
it was a
doesn't
bit
matter. So,
much. Well, it's because the camera angle didn't show it, but I loved it, man. Even though The Rock didn't go on to win the WrestleMania and that fatal four way with
of
Mick
course,
Foley,
yeah. Of course, yeah.
but he didn't go on. I think Triple H retained at that WrestleMania. But anyway, I think it was such a special moment, and the show itself was incredible. I think we got that amazing, brutal match of Cactus Jack and Triple H,
Yeah.
and it was just a great show. I mean, there's a lot. Maybe some other people would put it other Rumbles higher, but for me, just for nostalgia, because I was a kid watching that, seeing The Rock win the Rumble. It just was great, man. But yeah, for me personally, the Royal Rumble 2000.
Great shout. Phil went with
Yeah.
1998, obviously with Mick Foley coming in three
Okay.
different times.
Yeah.
I went for. I mean, 2000 is very close to my heart as well. With the Rock winning and all that, but I've gone for 2002.
Oh.
Very similar. It just holds a lot of nostalgic value. Just remember, like first wrestling video VHS that I had, or I think like a friend had given it to me, and it's the first one I
Yeah.
just watched. Like obviously, it's Triple H had come back from his long
Triple
injury.
H. Yeah. Triple H. Yeah.
But you had it was a stacked card because I think Rock faced Jericho on the same night for the title for the WCW, the World Heavyweight Championship or
Oh,
whatever it was back then. Yeah,
he lost,
um,
didn't he?
he lost. Yeah,
That's
Jericho
so,
beat him. Yeah,
oh, yeah, not clean, but I think anyway. Yeah, go on.
but they had a great little feud, the Rock and Jericho,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
had it was a really stacked Rumble. So many great people in it, and you had that great spot with the Hurricane trying to chokeslam Austin and Triple H.
Oh yeah.
And then Mr. Perfect came in and he was made it to the final four. So it was just a really great rumble, and it's just nostalgia has a big part to play, as it does with a lot of wrestling. But yeah, I've gone with 2002. So just to kind of going back to the Prediction League, a little special thing that I thought would be a nice little bit of fun to do. So basically, what is going to happen is I'm going to spin a wheel very, very shortly, and on this wheel we'll have the numbers 1 to 30. So what is going to happen is you, me, and Phil, we are going to be assigned a number from 1 to 30.
Ooh.
So what will happen is obviously that will be the number of a superstar that enters the Royal Rumble. Out of the three of us, this is the men's and the women's, the superstar that lasts the longest, the person who has that superstar will get 5 extra points.
Ooh.
And that counts for both. So there's 10 bonus points up for grabs in total. So could be a real game changer depending on who you get. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we'll do Phil as he's not here. So for those watching, can you see that? You can't really see it there. Can you just sort of get it there?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
So that's number 18. So okay. Phil, we're doing the men's first. So Phil will be number 18. And I'll do you.
Okay.
Adam. It's spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. You can't remember about that. So, and you have number 8.
Okay, solid.
So whoever's entering in number 8, so we'll see. It'd be Cody.
Probably. Could be. It could be. What's his name? Who's like the Italian fella who was
Giovanni.
who got eliminated by Kane and like
Santino. You mean, sorry. Is he got the record of the quickest elimination?
Yeah, I think Kane just went.
And I've got number 10.
Nice.
So we're all quite early on. You've got yours is the first at number 8. I'm then 10, 2 later, and then Phil till 18. So that's quite interesting. We'll do women's now, and I'll reverse the order. So I'll go first now. So the wheel is spinning. The wheel is spinning. The wheel is spinning, and it is number 27. Let's do you, Adam. So the wheel is now spinning.
The wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel.
Where's Michael Tyler? You can be in the Rumble. You're number 11.
Okay.
for the women's, and finally young Philip.
The wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel.
And he's got number 14. Okay, so let's just recap for our prediction league what we've got. So in the men's Royal Rumble, we've all gone with CM Punk winning. The women's Royal Rumble, you and me have gone with Bayley. Phil has gone with Bianca. Um, we've gone with, I think we've all gone with Logan Paul to retain by pinfall. And
Yep.
we've all gone for Roman to retain. Well, that nicely brings to a close our return episode of the Royal Rumble. It is, depending on if everything goes the way we've discussed and the way things are planned, it is set to be an all-timer, as in like one of the greatest Royal Rumbles of all time. Let's hope it is. It's going to be mega, mega exciting. So we'll be back to look into the Royal Rumble and then really plot our way to WrestleMania once this is all done. So thank you very much for coming back. Please make sure you give us a like, a share, and make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out because there will be some genuine great wrestling content from us this year, we promise. But until then, I've been Sab. Thank you very much to my host Adam.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be back. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and hopefully we'll have Phil with us back next time. But bye from him, bye from all of us. This has been the 3 Count. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.